Hi, everybody. My name is Catherine, and this is my mom, Julie, and this is Floss, Paper, Scissor.
Episode
12?
12.
Oh, we had a dozen?
Yeah.
If last time was 11, that must mean this is 12. Oh, you guys, she doesn't have any notes. Where'd your notes go, Mom?
Over there.
Do you want to restart?
No. We're good. We're just going to wing it because, that's how we roll.
I wing things all the time. Are you scared you don't have your notes?
No, I'll be good. Yep. Hello.
Happy Nueve de Mayo.
The 9th of May.
I would like to celebrate the day of my half Hispanic daughter. No, I'm just kidding. I celebrated Cinco de Mayo earlier this week, and so I whipped out my little sombrero, and I made a half Hispanic dinner for my half Hispanic daughter.
When Bella was little, she, dark brown hair, beautiful brown eyes, and then people would ask, what her heritage was, and she always said she was half Hispanic because she was half Mexican and half
Caucasian.
So that's why we call it.
Yeah, so it's half Hispanic. And I thought, at her ripe old age of 19, she just would kind of, not really care until she asked me so endearingly on the 4th, "Hey, Mama, what are you making for Cinco de Mayo this year?" Good thing I was always prepared.
Yeah, we had fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah, that is not half Hispanic at all.
No,
but
it's not.
I had my go-to rescue meal, which is rice and chicken, and we make tostadas or a rice bowl, and I don't know.
Well, Dad liked it for leftovers on the 6th.
Yep. He did have leftovers. I force-fed him because I don't have the ability to cook for 1 or 2 people. I cook for an army.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
So
we have got quite a few wonderful things to show you. Busy.
Are we done being half Hispanics?
If you are, yeah. Don't want to wreck your hairdo.
My hair just does whatever it wants.
We have a variety of things to share with you today, and we are glad. We're really lucky we even got all this done because we're in prep for going to the Teresa Covet and Chantel 141 retreat. That is next weekend. This weekend, of course, is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all of you who are mothers. But you know what? We all have mothers, so it's a celebration of that as well. So I don't even know where to start with all this.
I don't know. But I made a chicken.
Isn't it cute?
So I think I mentioned it.
Yeah.
We went to Color Me Mine.
You went on a field trip.
Me and my best friend and her 2 daughters. We went to this place in the neighboring town where you can do ceramics. I don't know why I said that weird. Ceramics. And you pick an unfinished cast of item, and then you get to use all of their tools. And
did you clean the seams and stuff? Or
no,
what?
They do that.
Oh, they did that already.
Yeah,
okay.
It's all ready to go, and then you just have to glaze it or paint it or whatever it's called. Anyway, I made a chicken.
So cute.
And I used a technique with a sponge.
Really
and I had
cute.
to put like a bunch of layers. So there's a couple spots like that I didn't get it as thick as it should have been. But I gave they eyelashes because I thought they needed the dramatic flair.
Oh, so cute.
So they're nameless, but I put my initials and the year on the bottom because when I grew up, my mom used to do ceramics, and I randomly find ceramic things in my house, and I look at the bottom, I'm like, oh, this is my mom's from 1991.
Yeah.
So hopefully someday I'll have some grandkids. They'll be like, look, my grandma made this in 2005 or 25.
I started ceramics in 1979, and yes, and you came with a couple of times when you were little.
Yes, I remember.
But
she had a fountain in her yard.
Yes, I studied under. I say studied because it just wasn't your basic basement garage or basic ceramic class. You can put the.
We're listening.
Oh, you're listening. She studied under a master artist in Europe for China painting. Beautiful work. And she really had a different spin. She would take store-bought greenware and she would add flowers and 3 dimensions to it. And then her techniques were, I've made some pretty cool stuff.
I have a whole village.
Yeah, a Christmas village.
It's
we
amazing.
Did all that. So that was fun. She video chat in the truck. I picked it up. They were going to donate it if it wasn't picked up. They missed the text message.
Their pickup process could use some improvement, but if you have a local one, I would give it a try because I think they are a national establishment.
What's it called?
I think it's called Color Me Mine. Is what it was called.
It was really cool.
But it was really a fun experience, and you just pay like a fee to be in there, and then you pay for your piece of greenware, but you don't pay for anything else. Like you can use all their tools and glazes, and then it takes like about 2-ish weeks, but like we didn't get the first message saying, hey, it's done, and so we got a message that said, hey, come pick it up or we're going to donate it. And so hopped in the truck and I flew over there and picked it up. My friend was at work. So
how fun.
Yeah.
Well, turn him around so we can see.
Oh, he's going to watch us.
Okay, he's going to watch us because it kind of makes you smile. So, well, I would tell you right now what my notes said, but I, like with every video, when we finish, I kind of jump right back into, I know, into the Moon Deer sampler.
Look at her go. Do you want me to hold it for you?
Yeah. You can hold it and I'll hold the thing up behind it.
I can do that too.
I did the Moon Deer sampler.
Am I in an appropriate location for viewing?
Yeah. Yep. By Owl Forest Embroidery with my own fibers that I chose. I'm not using the Owl Forest fibers. I put the lower center flower in, both little flowers on each side, and I filled in one, see, I don't know what to point. I put this one in. And put in,
we should get one of those little pointers with a hand on the end of it.
It should. But, so I was really thrilled. And then I'm like, okay, I've got to stop. I've got to stop because I have to work on some other things.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I know. So now I'm ready to scroll up, and I think I'm actually, here's the thing. I'm to the point where I can do a bird. Right? And no, I got a couple more flowers to do.
I can't see anything.
I have a couple more flowers to do before I can do the bird.
Do you though?
Yeah, I do. That's just the first little bud, and then I've got another one.
I don't have my glasses
so,
on.
Oh, you didn't bring your glasses?
Nope, they're at home.
You have your contacts in?
Nope.
Oh, boy. You got here by feel?
I know the way. I've driven it enough times.
I think every autopilot, you just go. So I'm really...
I can see, just not fine details.
Yeah.
Don't scare the viewers.
This is on 36 Count Country Vintage Mocha using 1 strand of Weeks. And the specifics are on I Got You. Designs.shop. So,
woo!
So that was fun.
Good job, Mom.
I will be anxious to work on this again tonight.
Of course you will.
Yeah. So, put that there. Oh, maybe we should say, a couple of viewers had asked about the scroll rods that I use. And,
you'll see more scroll rods shortly later in the episode.
So this particular one has this little, so it can set on the arm of my chair.
Or a table.
But the reason why I like it is because it'll rest. I'm trying to get backwards. It'll rest here on the arm of my table or on my chair. And this kind of I always sit with a pillow on my lap. So then I can hold this end. So then I can 2-stitch like this when I do it. And
you should mention that you 2-stitch like that, and that which hand of yours is on the back?
The left.
Okay, I can't do that.
Really?
No.
Because I'm right-handed, but really all this one does is stab down. The left hand is doing all the work.
Right, so I can't because my left hand can't find holes in the back.
Oh.
So I do right hand and back and left hand on top.
I never thought of even trying.
Well, I have to because I sit on the other side of the way that I sit on my couch made it easier.
Well, and I also wanted to say on this piece, I taught, it's not rocket science, it's out there in videos, but it's the 1-strand loop on the top.
Oh, that method. You just learned.
And I've been making myself do it. And it's now second nature to me as where to start. Then you know what? can't believe I'm going to say this. I
I'm scared.
actually tried something new to me where they anchor on the top.
Oh, you told me about that.
And I thought, oh, I'm not going to like that. That's going to show. That's just going to show. But
nope.
Maybe we'll do a little clip on it. But you're going over 2 threads so that there's a center hole. So when you finish your last X, you just come up in that center hole and slide it under those existing stitches. And then on the top, give it a tug and clip ever so carefully. I can't tell.
I'd probably cut a whole darn hole in my fabric. I can't be trusted.
Well, then
with
you
scissors.
shouldn't have scissors.
I know. I told you I need to not use the scissors I've been using because I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna like.
Yeah, I'm real careful, and
know.
I'm like, wow, because with my hands still are a little. I kind of baby them sometimes, but that's a lot of flipping and back and forth and flipping, and I've been doing it on this piece, and I really like it.
Question.
Yes.
Have you tried your wonderful new ideas with your Houdini threads, which are 3 strands versus a 1 strand? I feel like that wouldn't work.
I have not, but not with the Valdini threads. But I did.
It's not Houdini.
You've got me calling them Houdini now too.
Well.
But I did with 3 strands of DMC floss on my woolen flax. I did it the other day. What you gotta watch out for is if you're confetti stitching, of course, let's say you've got white next to a blue and you're stitching with blue, you can't run that under the white. I even learned how to switch directions with my
Look at
anchor.
you learning all this stuff, you old dog.
And I'm like,
new tricks.
I feel like I'm breaking the law.
I mean, you kind of are.
But it's working, so I'll pick and choose what pieces I use it on.
Well, from a technology standpoint, YouTube does offer shorts and Instagram does offer reels, so we could just make a short clip if you wanted to.
Yeah, that, and she also wanted to, I put yours on your scroll bars.
Oh, I know.
Your
learning curve.
Yeah, so we might do a small clip on that, but we've got a couple of things in the works that we've been spending some time on in gardens and cleaning up. It's spring here in Minnesota. Beautiful day today.
My hands hurt.
Yeah. However, Sunday it's supposed to be like 90, and I'm like, no. Why do we have to go there? Why do we have to go from 0 to 90 so quick?
Because we need it so we can grow bacteria in our straw bales.
Yeah. So, well, show me what you've been up to, Missy.
Well, like I said, my hands hurt. So I didn't do a lot of I did stitching, significant, but like insignificant. I was doing the gardening thing. So I had to move some mulch because I'm going to do a cut flower, like chaos garden, whatever you want to call it. Because I need to attract more pollinators to my yard. So I had to move a bunch of mulch and then remulch around a tree. And then I decided I was going to grow some grass instead of buy sod because that seemed practical. Yeah. It was a lot of raking. So anyway, but I finished this, guys.
Oh, isn't that cute? That really turned out
I have
cute.
a chart so I can tell you the details.
I'll hold the chart.
Okay, so, but I can't read it if you hold it. It's Pine Mountain, and it's called
Words of Wisdom Where I'm with Family.
Yes. And it's, it came on this like little fabricated sleeve, and then I bought the S400 pillow. And
it's stitched with DMC floss. Was that included?
Yep, it was all included in the kit. I personally want to make this a little bit snugger of a wrap. And I have a sewing machine, so I could probably do that. So I want it to look a little puckered.
Little taut.
Taut.
Yeah. Love it.
I think it's adorable, and I love it so much. And if you know me, which, I mean, you guys kind of do, but I lack decorating skills and I'm just learning them. And I was recently informed by my co-host
that would be me
that I can't just put everything I make on my new mantle
Oh
shelf.
my gosh, that was so funny. Tom put up this big wooden mantle over her sofa.
I wanted it so bad.
And everything she loves is up there, whether it goes or not.
I currently have these really cool, like, basic things. So I have, like, a lantern. I have, like, 2 candle things. And then I have 2 huge frames, like, one horizontal, one vertical.
Empty frames.
Empty frames.
And it's very... so cool. And then
and
I come back the next day. We bought a plant to put up there.
And then I have the sleeping sloths up there. I have my sheep and my crab up there. I had my chicken up there yesterday. I'm like, I'm going to put this up there.
And put your box cookies you got.
Apparently I'm not supposed to, but...
I said you kind of...
Everything gets to be featured up there for at least a week.
Yeah. I just...
Until it finds its forever home in my house.
Where'd you put the pillow? On the mantle.
On the mantle.
On the mantle.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is
I walk through my living room and it brings me so much joy.
Yeah. I just celebrate you.
Well, anyway, so that's a finish that I finished on my own.
Yeah, way cool.
My mom did iron it because she was at my house and she looked bored.
Yeah.
So
I was putting stickers on things and
yeah, I'm vending at the Teresa Kogut thing down at Welcome Stitchery, and so she was her and I went together on a couple of things and she put some stickers on it for me.
I stickered while she was heat pressing, and then she plugged the iron in, and I'm like, cool, I'll iron that for you because you know I like to iron.
She does like to iron.
So anything else?
Well, I have a lot of finishes. Do you want me to go through like half of them? Just
do a couple and then I'll show them. We'll just kind of smatter them through a little bit.
Since I declared I was no longer finishing things, my finisher.
Oh, that would be me.
She went a little hand on my things.
I asked her I tell her my vision, and I can tell by the look on her face, like, that look.
Or like this. Mm-hmm.
Or she says, that would be cool. Then I know, what do you see? And she goes, well, I want it white. So I'm like, okay. I give her 2 options and to kind of...
Because I'm good at having visions. I'm just not good at execution.
Yeah. So, but this one, they were all fun. I enjoyed every single one of them. Some of them she stretch mounted and some of them I did. And it just gives me something to do with my day because she still has plenty of things to do with her days. So
you ready for the first one?
I am.
I drum roll, but my hands are busy holding things. That's not a drum roll. That's like a marching band. Ready for the parade? No. So this is my cute alpaca that I made and my mom finished. It's on a block and it's got a gray ribbon.
Green ribbon.
And it's got a little, I can't see anything.
It's a wooden pink button.
And a ball.
And then the bottom is a checker.
Yeah, it looks like a checker.
You can buy wooden unfinished checkers. And then our wood guy did some screwing, this and drilling and all sorts of stuff.
So his name is Cute Alpaca, and I got it on Etsy. I don't remember the designer's name, but I do have it linked on the website if you too would like to purchase one.
So cute.
And this one is a gift.
So cute.
The person it's for figured out it was for them, which I knew would happen. But anyway, the other thing that I had done that was kind of quirky and just like me, he's just so cute. I just want to look at him. I don't really want to show anyone else.
I know.
It's my crab. So this is Mr. Crab.
Obtainable through
Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
Again, don't remember the designer's name, but I have it linked. And I didn't see, I printed these out and they were so little and I just kind of tossed them when I was done because I was in a binging mood. Sorry. So there's some ruching around the top, but it's a tin and you can open it.
It's actually a 5/4 and more store tin.
And inside there's a little tiny bit padded thing with some fabric and some more ruching, and my finisher can tell you the poipus because I don't really know.
You can stick a little pin in there if you want.
A little pin.
Otherwise, it's just kind of it's sewn.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah. Now, what I did is before
it's magnet.
Yep. Before I put the top crab lid on, I used here's some tips. when gluing with metal is I used E6000 glue around the edge, and I puddled real glue or hot glue.
Real glue instead of fake glue.
Well, hot glue will pull off of metal.
No, I know.
And then I put 4 cans of chicken on top of it for the weight. We had a tower of chicken. But I used 7mm silk. That's a fancy crab. 7mm silk ribbon to roost both the inside and the outside.
You'd be ruching.
So, yeah, fun.
I think they turned out wonderfully.
Yeah.
Better than I could have ever done my own self. Therefore, she's hired for free.
For free.
She will finish them for me for free.
So I have finished another thing. I was kind of, oh look, here's my notes.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
It's buried.
Do we need to recap what it says? I'll read the notes and catch up.
I think we're good. Now I'm starting at the very top. We went a little bit. But I have been working on Clovis, which thank you to everyone who identified her as a badger. Now, in my defense, when I purchased
There's no defense for you, Mom.
When I purchased them, they were together.
Like a couple.
Like a couple. So I was so taken by the fox and his friend Clovis, I just assumed they were of the same species. Which I guess, as in all over the world, including the UK, you can friend whoever you want. I felt so stupid.
Well, also,
because when I looked, I go, okay, Renard clearly is a fox.
Here's my take on it. My hot take. It's a badger. That's factual because people have said so. But the only badger that I've ever seen in the entirety of my life is the Wisconsin Badgers, like, team mascot, and it does not look like this. Well, but when I Googled what an actual badger looked like, I can confirm that does look like a badger.
I've never seen a badger, and I knew they were mean. But
do we have badgers in Minnesota?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Don't drop your phone, though. I think she's going to Google something. But anyways, I worked on Clovis, and I got, I worked just a little bit.
For living in Minnesota for the entirety of my life, I've never seen one, but apparently they're found over most of Minnesota except in heavily forested areas.
Really?
We're not forested, so why don't we have any?
I don't know. We had possums in our garden, I know that. Here is how far I got.
Whatever. Oh!
Thank you. I'm a little shaky today.
I finished any other day?
Well, I'm just trying to go with that.
Oh.
I was working on her little dress, and I had to get the flowers in because it's her apron. I did not want to quit without having a flower in. And then I just wanted to stitch on her, mainly because what I was going to start was downstairs, and I didn't want to go downstairs. So I went ahead, and I stitched her little accoutrements. Now, that's what I've written down. I thought that was kind of a made-up word, like, am I making up a word? No, it really is. An accoutrement is an additional item of dress or equipment or other items carried or worn by an animal cracker or used for a particular activity.
Well, it's a really good thing you found your notes because there's no way you would have memorized that.
Yep. Accoutrement. Those are her little accessories, a little teapot. I did switch the teacup up because the inside of the design, those little leafy things, was the same color as the fabric, and I don't think it didn't pop. It kind of got lost, so I just used the other color. And I still don't know what it's finished as. It's just got some beautiful trim. I don't know if it is. I don't see. I'd have to read inside.
I feel like it opens.
Yeah,
Is it hinged there?
Yeah, it's hinged.
It opens to be like a needle
A
cage.
needle case, maybe?
Case, not cage.
Cage. cage those 24s and 26s.
I guess so.
So I'm kind of excited to do that. My Scarlet dog has the little needle fold I have to do. It's kind of a quirky little design, and I haven't done that yet. But
Yeah.
I was not going to do all of their accoutrements, but now I'm kind of jazzed about it. And then you're supposed to stitch that little flag goes on it too. The UK.
On the other guy.
Yeah, they're on these when they're the UK.
Ooh.
So that goes on the back.
We better do that.
See how there's that little flag
Down on the bottom of their bum.
goes on the bum. Yeah, down on the bottom. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to be anxious to start this again. Start up with that. But see, look at this. I'm kind of jumping ahead. But look at these guys. This and his friend I purchased at the same time. Look at those two.
What are they?
They're very scary. They are little animal crackers.
They're gonna scare all the other friends
With
in your
masks.
basket.
See, this is the black cat, and he's got the fish, and he's got a little removable mask.
Oh.
My friend has done this. It's
Turn
really
it around
cute.
and show them with the mask on. They can wear it.
Yes,
This guy's scary.
they are. I mean, animal crackers are unique in their own way, and then now they've got them dressed for Halloween. Show that one. That one's really scary. He's got that beaky mask thing that goes on. It's a rabbit. That's a rabbit.
Where's the mouse?
And then
I'm suddenly really liking that mouse that you did. That's a rabbit.
And then here's another one why I thought they were a couple. We have Whitaker and Paisley.
How many of these do you have?
About 18 of them.
Oh, good lord.
I know, we're going to be...
Whom are you?
We're going to be animal crackering all over the place. So these are cute.
We aren't going to animal cracker anywhere. That's a you thing.
That's a you thing. But
That's a going in the estate sale thing.
No, you're going to have a raffle for my friends. Because there are. But these to me were winter, so I might put these with my winter. They might not go in the general cracker box.
Oh, so we're going to have a general cracker and then we're going to have seasonal crackers?
Yeah, I think so.
I like townhouse crackers.
What season are they? Every day.
Season. They're really good with some tuna.
Yeah.
Avocados.
Avocado, yeah.
It's my kind of cracker.
So now that I'm revisiting all this stuff, I'm kind of anxious to get at it. So,
excited?
Yeah, that I am.
Oh.
So
We didn't put these. I got some beads in the mail, guys.
She brought over.
I got some mail on the way here, and it wasn't supposed to be on top of my basket. But
so,
the mail was exciting. It was exciting, fun mail. We were working.
Oh, do tell while I take a drink.
My mother and I have been working with a fabricator or a manufacturer to help execute some of our designs into needle minders.
Needle minders.
So we got our first shipment came through, and they are amazing.
They're fun. They turned out. We've never done it before.
No.
We've never created anything. We didn't quite know how.
Like we've done DIY needle minders. Like with like the button makers.
We bought the button machine. We've got those. Mm-hmm. We've done those.
And they're fun. They still serve a very good purpose.
Yep.
I've made a couple of them for my friend and her daughters and stuff. Yeah. But these are really nice.
They're fun. So they will be debuting on the next episode.
Well, if you're going to be in Blue Earth, they'll be debuting next weekend.
Yeah. And
then we'll show them on the next episode. I'll set some aside just in case I sell out.
Yeah.
Doubtful.
Wishful thinking.
But what I was trying to get to was this pattern that I had gotten one day. It's a lot of reading. Would you like to read? It's by Lizzie Kate. It's called 100 Years.
Do you want me to read it or you read it?
Number 147. Read to you by Julie in her reader voice.
In my reader voice. My scroaky. 100 years from now, it will be not matter what kind of car I drove, what kind of house I lived in, how much I had in my bank account, nor what my clothes looked like. But the world may be a better place because I was important in the life of a child. Gosh, if that's not just so true.
Yeah. Don't cry, Mom. It's okay.
It is.
So, I really loved what it said, and I liked the shape of it.
Mm-hmm.
The color is okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it as is or not. We'll see how the spirit moves me. But I got this.
You got that when we were...
I was done at Welcome Stitchery.
Yeah.
It's, I think it's 8 by 15.
So we have not... This was on
I have to do a lot of Rain Man here.
Yeah. Rain Manning. She goes, oh, I'm going to do this. And then she goes, oh, well, I don't know what it would be because it's 243 by 75 on what count? And I'm like, I have no idea.
It's on 32 count. It comes out to be,
15.
It would fit in here. So I might be doing it on like 50 count.
No, we'll have to see. Maybe you could try your first 36.
You crazy
so
woman.
Is this, when are you going to start this, or is it just something you wanted to show for your...
When I finished my
fun?
purple thing, I wanted to have my purple thing done so I could bring it with for the thing, but now I don't think I can have it finished being stitched and you finish it by that because I got derailed.
What? Okay.
Because
Yeah,
I
we'll
wanted
have
to
to
give
talk
it-
about that.
But I'm going to start it soon.
Fun.
Would you like to go in the frame with me?
Hello. We've been framed.
Hello. Anyway,
Silly girls.
I think wouldn't that be cute in there?
I think that would be. Yeah.
I just got to make it fit. I had a vision.
Well, cool.
I could do it in browns and put it on my mantle because my living room is brown.
Yes, you could. And it would kind of go with the frames. That's one thing. You'd have to maybe move the rooster, the chicken over. Oh my gosh.
I'm so clever. Anyway.
Unreal. Okay, so now what?
Well, I mean, I got stuff. Do you have
Keep
stuff?
showing.
Oh,
Yep.
good.
Show again.
Okay.
Oh, I
so
like this one. If I do say so myself.
I'm a little bit warm at the moment. I got this was the very first thing that I ever cross-stitched as an adult. It's called Land of the Free, and it's by Manny Day Donna.
Yep.
And I did 4 strands of DMC on 18 count natural linen. Over 2. And my mom finished it. And this is finished on foam core with a really cute bow that I squished on the way here.
Yeah. I didn't want a knob, and we didn't want it on a block, so we did
Here's
foam
the side
core.
profile. And look at the back. She did a wonderful
Kind of
job.
fussy cut the back, so the heart was as close to the middle without chopping off the stripes and stuff. So it's
But
kind
this
of
is
fun.
the fabric I picked out at Hoblob.
Yep.
Because the blues matched the blue that I stitched it
She goes,
with.
why do we need a half yard? I go, because you weren't sure where you were going to find that, find a place to cut.
There was a fuzz on there.
So-
Now it looks better because there's no fuzz on it.
And then that's twill tape. That
Twill tape.
Yeah. It's,
And this is a little thing.
yeah. Okay, so when I mounted it and stuff and I showed her kind of my idea, she goes, why is there that big empty spot? And I'm like, I kind of wondered the same thing. But on the picture, it showed that it had pins. And she goes, I don't have the star pins. And I'm like, well, let me think about it. And so I just took a circle off of the back, off the fabric, and did a little running stitch around it and pulled it and made that little yo-yo pillow thing. And then I had, of course, a red button.
Because she has
Because I
literally
went
everything.
through all the buttons and I found shank buttons that were domed.
Yeah.
So I show it again.
Why?
Well, because I'm talking about the
Well, she's
button.
talking about the button.
Yeah,
So I picked the white button.
Yeah, I sent her a picture with the white, and I sent her the picture with the red. She goes, I want the white. And I'm glad she chose the white. So, yeah, so that was fun.
I think it turned out lovely.
Yeah.
This will not go on my mantle.
No.
This goes out for the 4th of July because I'm a huge 4th of July celebrator.
Yeah.
I have a big barbecue with my closest friends and family.
Yep.
And I decorate, and I have this like built-in bookshelf planter thing that was like cool in the 50s, the late 50s, right when you walk
Mid-century.
right when you walk in my entryway, and I decorate that seasonally. Currently, I have 2 ceramic geese, with a basket of flowers, and my daughter decided she was going to add her inflatable rubber duck pool floaty speaker.
When I left out the front door Tuesday, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And she goes, yeah, Bella helped decorate.
She had it out, and she was like, kind of like, where do I put it? I'm like, just set it down. And I didn't think that was where she was going to set it down, but Anyway.
Because everybody has a rubber duck floaty with a speaker in it.
I mean, we have a above ground pool that I put up with my father every summer for the last couple of years that she bought but does not maintain. Therefore, it's now in my dad's pool. And he's my pool guy. So yeah,
a pool guy.
she utilizes the pool. And now that she's graduating college like in a week.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh.
Or 2 weeks, something.
On the 20th, yeah.
And so then she'll be home after her day at work. And so hopefully she can utilize the pool and help me keep it clean.
Instead of going to work and then going to school every night, she'll be home.
Yeah.
So,
and then I'll do this one too.
Okay.
So this one was another one.
This one was the very first thing she ever did years ago.
I started this, I think, in 2001.
When she decided I'm not doing cross stitch because it's stupid.
Back when charts were $2.50.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Lizzie Kate called Friends Are Like Angels. And I started it, and I had it like halfway done, and then it got packed away, and I found it when I was cleaning. And decided to finish it. So past Catherine also didn't follow rules because...
Oh, was the on supposed to be over 1, wasn't it?
I have no idea. Probably. No, it wasn't. It was just not in the locations in which they were charted to be. So I had to...
I hate that when that happens.
I had to wing it.
She ad-libbed a little bit.
I just had to make all the words fit. And, you know, it's not that far off. Hold this. It's
not that bad.
Came out like it was supposed to look.
Had you not seen this, you'd never know.
And then, so this one has satin ribbon ruching.
Yeah, that was hard to match colors. They used some kind of different colors back in the early 2000s. Back. And then I was inspired by my friend who started decorating the backs of some of her pieces as well. She goes, they should be just as cute as the front. Yeah. So I thought, well, I'll pull some
And
colors.
The heart shape matches nicely, and the buttons match. And this swirly fabric, didn't we get that at Hoblob too? Or was this one from the fabric store?
That was from our fabric store field trip.
That was from the fabric store.
And you know what's kind of funny? I'm trying to find I had wool, and I was willing to wear gloves to make a wool heart, but the wool...
Because she's allergic.
Yeah, the wool was clay colored. It wasn't pinky rose like I had in my mind, so I went with pink felt. Now I'm trying to find a color to match the darker rose, and I pulled out all my floss, and I'm looking, I'm like, duh. Just look at the pattern, and I went, oh, why don't I try using the number that
Clever.
they had? So I pulled that, and that's what I blanket stitched the heart done with, and then pulled some buttons. So that was fun to do. It's kind of scary for me because these are outside my block. You know, I'm used to doing blocks, and I'm not used to doing a lot of finishing like this. So that was fun to do.
Well, this one is going to be gifted to its new home probably tonight. I will not be keeping this. It is going to my friend who's like an angel on earth. Okay. Anyway, that was fun.
Yeah.
I'm bored now. You should talk.
Well, I last episode had shown this. And this is the, I'm going to look through my bifocals, the Mary Colby Ackworth School 1803 Quaker Antique Sampler Reproduction. And I'm going to stitch it.
That was a lot of words.
I know. I'm going to stitch it on 36 count Edinburgh linen called brown paper. And I went with the DMC fibers, not the NPI silks.
One strand over 2 fabric.
And someone, one of our viewers had asked when I was going to start it because she wanted to start it as well. I think I will start this when I get home from the Teresa Kogut retreat. Yeah. So
and this is like a real school. I saw in the comments someone commented about it being a real school.
Yeah, a real place, real school. Well, that's what samplers are.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. I'm new here.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I didn't know that these were people who actually designed it.
That's quite the curve you're on, that learning curve. So, yes, I would like to start that, you know, because why not? I've got everything I own is on scroll bars. So
you're down a scroll bar because I took one.
I bought more.
Mother.
But I am anxious to start that as well. I think that'll be fun.
I never thought you were a Quakery person. I thought I was a Quaker all on my own.
Well, I've Quakered long before you.
I'm a new Quaker.
Yeah.
I like Quakers.
And I have created a Hardanger Quaker box.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
I remember that.
I do like that.
I made a bag for that.
Yeah, so whoever would like to just stitch with me, that's cool. I don't think it's going to be a huge group, but I welcome the progress that you have on what you're starting on, and it'll be fun to see it come to life.
We like to see what people are working on.
Yeah.
So don't forget, you can hashtag floss, paper, scissor and anything on Instagram, because I check that hashtag a lot because I like to see what people are doing. I'm the only one who uses it so far.
I didn't.
Well, no, we had someone from the Stitch Along hashtagged us on the floss, paper, scissor, and they're working on the Stitch Along too.
Yeah,
I felt
a couple
special.
of gals we should maybe talk about. You want to talk about the Stitch Along?
Yeah. I'll talk about
we
the Stitch Along.
started our Rosewood Manor
Sal. And I named you all my Sal pals.
Sal pals. So maybe, I don't know anything about Instagram. So when I saw it, I'm like, she says, what did it say?
Hey, Sal pals.
Hey, Sal pals. I mean, well, that's cool. It's 3 pages. You got to look up in the corner, and it says 1, 2, 3. That means there's 3 pages.
You didn't know that?
No. I'm like, well, hi to you too. That's kind of lame, but then I don't know. I accidentally swiped or something. Boop, there's your project. So I
will post them individually next time for you.
Well, I know how far we are.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe there's others who don't know Instagram like you don't know Instagram.
Yeah, I sure don't.
So anyway, we're doing a stitch along for Rosewood Manor. You can do any Rosewood Manor design that you want to do. And we're using the hashtag Rosewood Manor Style 25 and hashtag Floss Paper Scissor. I am doing the Rosewood Manor Summer Quakers. And it looks like this.
Oh.
And it's stunning.
It is.
And my mom.
Oh, that's me. I am doing the Autumn
Quakers.
Autumn Quakers.
And it is also stunning.
Mine is stitched on 30, or no, stop, Julie.
Stop, Julie.
28 count. Because we are using the Valdini,
Houdini.
She calls it the Houdini thread kit. And that is a 3-ply floss that works with 28 count. And since we're doing all 4 seasons, she hoodwinked me into that, they all have to be on the same fabric to really make their presence. I think.
Well, and I wanted them all to be framed in the same size frame when we're done.
Yeah.
So that they can be hung seasonally on my wall. And my daughter did pipe in that she is looking forward to having these at some point in her life and did request that. Mine has initials on it. So I was like, do you want me to leave that off or what do you want? And she wanted mine to have my initials and hers to be signified as Julie did them.
Yeah, mine just has the date. But I think I can put a J and an and or a grandma or something on there so she knows I did it as well.
Yeah. So she was a little bit involved in that.
You can actually, there's a number of places you could omit motif and insert an initial or something. So we'll do that.
So you said you were doing 28 count Country Vintage Mocha.
Yes.
And mine is on 28 count Truffle Cashel.
Yep.
By Color Shapes Scapes.
So when we
picture this plus.
Yep.
I'm reading a thing, guys.
So when we go to we got the other flosses. When we go, we'll have to see if we can't find a fabric for winter and spring.
Spring, because I got summer.
Yeah. Now, they all come in this cool, all of the Valdini threads come in this cool little box. There's 12 of them. And much to my surprise, I, silly me, thought each motif was a different hand-dyed. I did not realize that each motif is compiled of like 4 to 6
As someone who
different
stitches in solid color all the time.
I do. So I'm like, this is like, what, 2 stitches here and 2 stitches
Yes.
there. I was a little frustrated, and I'm like, well, this kind of is unpleasant. But I'm going to soldier
it's not
on.
unpleasant.
And
it's just different than what you're used to.
and the thing is what we both decided we were going to do is I went with this case, and I put my balls in here because...
I put my balls in a big one.
Yeah. Well, I went smaller because you can tell the difference between, like, red and purple. But, you know, when you've got off of DMC skein, I just go like this and cut it. Well, this, I don't know why I'm so questioning, because I don't know if I'll have enough. But these are 29 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a little math. 29 yards of 3-ply. A skein is almost 9 yards of 6-ply. So I'm sure there's more than enough, but I'm just a little apprehensive about it. So I'm like, if I have like this much left, old Julie would just toss it, you know, whatever, because I can go get more DMC.
Yeah.
But with this, I'm like, I better save that, because there might be somewhere in here that there's going to be 6 stitches. Mm-hmm. So I thought, how am I going to roll that back up and put it in the box? Difference between red and purple, but I'll tell you, the light part of this color looks a lot like this color. So I'm like, now what I'm going to do? So we talked, and I said, hey, how about if we put them in a box? Then if we have a short thing, we can just roll it up on our finger and stick it in its color skein box.
Well, I used a big box because I don't have a small box. Oh. And I used a box because I knocked my little box off my table, and my dog took flight off of the couch thinking it was a ball party. Because her tennis balls are not that much bigger than this.
Oh, she's a tiny dog.
And I yelled. I was like, Tiny, no! And she got scared and went and hid. But I did hold her from consuming.
Yeah. Once they've been salivated on, you don't want to use them.
She didn't actually get them in her mouth, but she really wanted to.
See, your colors are really different. Where mine, being autumny, are very much the same.
Yeah, but when you stitch in the dark.
Yeah. And the variegation, like I said, the light part is the darkest of another.
I just think it's fun to shake it.
Well, you would. Here we go.
Oh.
This is how far I got.
Da-da-da-da. Look at you, Julie.
Yeah. I counted up. That's what my basting threads are. Keep it up there. Don't move it.
What are you doing?
Adjusting myself. My shirt's funky.
Oh.
Okay. So I counted up from the center. I use a basting thread, and I go 20 threads, which is 10 stitches, to get up to the middle. And then I started at the top center and worked over to the far.
And that's not what you're supposed to do.
You can.
The chart didn't say that.
I know the chart said to start.
Rulesy Julesy didn't follow the rules.
The chart said to go in 3 and down 3 inches.
That's typically measure.
Oh, but here's the thing. When you stitch hardanger all your life, you start in the middle. Yeah. So it's just a habit I've got.
And now if you're like me, and I know I am, I don't like counting. So this was a challenge for me.
Yeah, she goes, I have to do what?
I counted. I too basted up and over because I don't trust my counting abilities.
Oh, look at how pretty. Do you need a board in the back?
Yeah, I'll hold it.
Okay. Oh.
Am I in the screen?
Yes, her fabric is so modeled.
It's like,
it's perfect.
Pretty. I'm very close to the top, so that's why it looks a little shadowed from that ring.
Very pretty.
I think it looks marvelous.
Yes, it's fun to see it all come to
And for
fruition.
the record, this is it's a pink truffle.
It is. It's kind
of
I love that. Lavendery pink. It's got great
kind
modeling.
of rosish.
Yep.
It's a pink truffle, not a brown truffle.
Well, and looking at the pattern, I don't know what I'll do. If I'll go all the way across the top.
I think you should do all of page
down.
1.
Oh, is that how you do it?
Well, when I read the instructions as a newbie here, I'm pretty sure it said...
Complete.
I think it said to stitch it in the page order. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but...
Well, I struggled because I started in the middle and I was on a page split. So I was glad to get over to the left side.
Mine said you will use almost all of the following: the olive green and the spring leaves. So I need to be conservative with them. So I highlighted those two on my color key on the side, so I know, like, be careful. And then mine says, note, stitch sections in order. Start counting stitches at section 1, approximately 3 down and 3 in, over from the left-hand side. So that, to me, meant I was supposed to do all of page 1.
Yeah.
But with the scrolly bar, I could see why you would want to go all the way across the top, and then you can just roll up and move on.
Well, and the thing too is this book, if you hold it up but don't show it, is in a book form. But once you make your working copies, you've got pages all over the place, and I taped mine together, and then, you know, so I could go across the top because mine are taped together in a big
Oh, you know what?
What?
My alphabet at the bottom is little stars.
They are Algerian islets.
I'm going to have to learn
stitched
those.
with one strand.
They're going to be cool. I'm excited, guys.
Yeah. So, yeah. Post, where do we post? Where they can show? On
post
Instagram?
on Instagram, on our page. So if you just scroll through our page, we don't have a lot of content on there. And we're like a central location. But if you guys post your progress, use the hashtags, because we also use them. It's hashtag Rosewood Manor Sal 25, because it's the year. And then hashtag Floss Paper Scissor. And then you can find everyone's stuff.
Yeah, I'm anxious to have you show me how to look for that.
And also, don't forget to put it in your pillowcase circa 19-something.
Yeah,
so it doesn't get dirty.
1960s. I love pillowcases to stick
it keeps it safe for my pet.
Yeah.
Where am I going to put that? We're just going to stick it up there.
Oh, man.
What
now
else
what you got? Oh.
I got 2 finishes and a stitch.
Okay.
What do you got?
I have about the same. We won't forget about that. So
this, my friends, switching gears back to my finishing lady, finishing my stuff. This is February 14th Primrose Cottage stitches. It's from their stamp collection.
I kind of want to do
Lindsay's stamp series. They're adorable. They would be great in a tiered tray if you had one.
Or in a dough bowl.
Also, if you have a dough bowl. So this is mine. I finished. I gotta block my face so it goes into focus. You don't, I do.
Oh, you do?
How's that?
That's good.
It's a little stamp. It's very little.
What did you stitch it on?
That's a great question.
I think it's
Aida.
18
and I think
count.
it's 18 count Aida. Cause that's why I bought that tube of it, because I have a 4th of July and a summer that I also wanted to do, and I wanted them to be the same size.
Yeah. We ran across that when we were cleaning.
So it has Rick Rack on the side. The back is fabric that I sourced from the 5/4 and More store that just happened to match perfectly. And a button.
I pillaged through and found a button that was the right color red. So that was kind of fun.
And I love it. You did a wonderful job. Good job, Mom.
Thanks. It was fun.
That.
Yeah.
He's just a little.
I think they're adorable. It sent me to the site looking on all of the ones that I'd like to do.
Oh, Justine at Welcome Stitchery has a whole spinny thing of these Primrose Cottage stitches.
Yeah.
And it's full of them. And every time I'm like, oh, I want to do them all.
Well, we'll have to give that another look when we go, because I would like to do some as well. I just think they're so cute. And obviously a very quick stitch.
Yeah, I whipped that one out real fast.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. But yeah, so that one, that's a done one too. Cool. That's staying at my house. And then, excuse me, wrapping up my finishes with my other Valentine one that I did. This is Shannon Christine Designs, and it's I Love You a Latte. And then I stitched this on 28 count amber is the color of the linen I chose. And I used the called for colors. The only thing I didn't do was the white chocolate drizzle on one of the strawberries.
So they can look again.
I will in a second.
Yeah, that didn't do much.
There's a white chocolate drizzle on that one strawberry by the handle, and I Didn't love it, so I was like, we're not having drizzled chocolate.
Not today.
So we consulted on this a couple of times.
Yep.
I had a vision. She executed it beyond expectations.
And it was the first time I've ever finished like this, so it was kind of apprehensive. I'm like, what do I do? How do I glue my rickrack on? I stitched it on. I hand tacked it, and yeah, it was.
So we got this board that's not safe for food use.
Also not safe for painting because it didn't stick very well.
Painted it and made it look antique-y. And then, ta-da!
Wow.
It turned out amazing.
Yeah.
So it's got a jute bow. That's jute, right?
Mm-hmm.
White rickrack around the whole thing as like a little framey thing. And it's mounted on a fabric-covered mat board.
Yep. We got that fabric when we went up to the field trip fabric.
And it
store.
matched so many of our projects.
Yeah. You will see that again soon. Coming to a project near you.
Am I on the screen?
Yep. So that was fun. I'd not ever done that process before.
I should put it on my mantle.
Well, I would feel bad if you didn't. It needs its weekly debut. It's residency. They all have residencies.
I'm going to be like that one old lady and just have one holiday in every corner of my house. So
That old lady was your great aunt.
I know, but I want to be like her. I'm a lot like her though, aren't I?
Yes, you
yeah,
are.
See?
She is.
That tracks.
She is a spitting image of my mother. And my mom's sister was very, eclectic. And she had several holidays up in her living room all year round.
I don't see the problem here.
No. But yeah, she just reminds me so much of my mom. And is
that a bad thing? No.
No.
Not at all.
She was a wonderful woman. I wish you would have known her to reminisce on this Mother's Day. She passed away when I was 29.
I was 4.
Yeah, that's, so she knew of Catherine, but Catherine really didn't get to know her so just lots of stories.
Turns out I'm a lot like her.
She very much so. As is your daughter, just like you. Ah, na, 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 boo, boo.
What is it they say? You reap what you sow?
Exactly.
Karma.
I have started to work on, with much anticipation, of the Woolen Flax Company by Plum Street sampler. And I was inspired by Leslie. She has a floss tube called Fat Cat Flossing. And I saw hers on Instagram. She had a picture of hers. I wanted to stitch that in the worst way and finally tracked down the pattern. And I'm stitching it on 25 count bone Lugana because I wanted it to be... little thread spot. I wanted it to be a pillow. And then I thought, do I really want it? Is this what I wanted to do? Am I second guessing? Which I kind of was. Well, for Pete's sake, we got a
What are you doing?
I don't know. We have some kind of massive static thread issue here.
You do. She's got problems, folks.
But the more I'm stitching on it, the more I'm realizing how I kind of want to finish with some antique lace around it. And
Like me to hold it?
Yeah. So it's on 28 or 25 count bone Lugana, and I pinned it incredibly crooked, as you can see.
Should I hold it one way to make it look straight?
There, like that. And I'm using the called for DMCs and some of the called for overdyes. The roof is charcoal.
The what?
The roof. Rough? What do you call it? The roof.
The way you said it sounded funny.
The roof is charcoal weeks, and the body of the building is sanguine. I think that's what it is.
I don't know.
Now, I didn't know I wanted to do 4 strands, but I didn't even do the test copy. I just started.
Who are
with
you?
3 strands because here's why: you have 6 strands of DMs or of I'm all mixed up today. 6 strands of Weeks Dye Works.
Yes.
If I were to take 4 of those, because you can't do the loop method because it's hand dyed. So I would take 4 of that length.
Yeah.
And it's leaving me with 2 threads.
And it's hand dyed.
So I could take another exact length and take 2 of that, but your dye's going to be different.
Yeah.
Your light might be the dark of the next start that you cut. So I said, I'll do the 3 strands. The roof I was a little frustrated with because you could kind of see the fabric through it, but I think when I press on the back, it could shrink the fabric up a little bit. And I'm super picky. And I'm also doing it under a ginormous magnifying glass so you can see it really, really, really.
Well, I can assure you, I see no fabric through that roof.
Oh, okay.
And I can see real good up close.
Uncontacted?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't need the corrective vision.
But you know, when you're looking under their magnifier, your hangnail can look like a branch off a shrub, you know? So, but that's the width of it because I counted all the way across. I'm not doing the border yet. They have a single border of the, of black in mascara, and I don't know. I don't think I want to border it with that single line because, yeah, maybe I'll choose a softer color.
I think it adds character.
You do?
Yep.
Okay. But I am...
But you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I know I will. But
because if you're making it into a pillow...
Hello.
A pillow, that straight line might get a little wonky donkey.
But you kind of got to have it to separate the bottom. So I don't know. Well, that'll be a game time decision.
That's a problem for future Julie.
But the reason why I wanted to get this started is because I heard that when you go on a retreat, you should bring things that are fill-in.
Well, I'm screwed then.
No counting. So I don't know. I might actually start...
Like, I can't just bring what I'm working on?
Yeah. But I have no, I have to count, and then by the time I count on the chart and I go to stick my needle, I forgot how many I counted.
Oh, well, I'm going to need to start something.
But I think I might actually start. I have a little pattern that I got off of, I think off of Etsy. It's just a blue eagle. For 4th of July, I might just where I don't have to switch colors or stuff. And then I think, who are we kidding? Are we really going to get any stitching done?
I don't know because I'm vending, so I might not.
Well,
if I'm a hot commodity, people might like what I have, and then I'll be selling, which is fabulous, you know, because
and we
like
have the retreat, the retreat day. We have the presentations, and that'll be really fun. And
I'm so excited. I've never been to one.
I haven't either, so it'll be a really cool thing for both of us.
I get to meet stitchy people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we're having an adventure that is going to be our first...
A side quest.
Our first mini movie.
Yeah.
We will be videoing that adventure.
At a secret location.
Yep.
Yet to be determined.
No, we know. You were just not going to tell you. So that should be fun.
I was being suspenseful.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
Not scary.
Oh. I don't know any suspense.
If I was in an editing mood, I'd put in a suspenseful music, but I'm not. This is just going raw right up to the internet.
Okay, so I think we've talked about... Oh, I put here as my note. The reason why I didn't want to go 4 strands, especially because of having 2 left over, is I was afraid if your stitches are too full, it's difficult to place, but it can also like present like a muffin top where your fabric and then your stitches, and it's going to be hard. Because I noticed that on one of your, on your little elf and Santa.
I like them that way.
Know. I do too.
I wanted them fluffy. That was like the quest.
Yeah, to have them real full coverage. Mm-hmm. So I decided to go
3.
With 3.
3 makes sense though.
Yeah, and I think
I did 3 for those.
Yeah.
I just don't pull tight.
Okay.
When my tension is lack thereof. Like even these ones look super fluffy compared to yours.
Yeah. I do draw mine down, and I think that
comes with years of experience.
No, on my hardanger, you had to draw your hardanger threads down. So.
Well, I don't draw my threads.
Yeah.
I fluffily place them.
I think that's going to be fun. A lot of different colors, but not a lot of confetti. That's maybe why I like.
Right now in my head, everybody, I went confetti and threw confetti everywhere, but
with confetti.
I don't have.
It's been
confetti.
a long time. That was stitching of yore was a lot of color changes and a lot of back stitching. I think maybe that's why I was so glad to be done with that when I started hardanger.
Yeah, you tapped out.
Yeah, I did. So, what you got?
Well, I'm just finishing up the notes.
Yep.
Well, I got my purple project bag.
That can only mean one thing.
My French Country Crown by JBW Designs. Hold that, please.
JBW.
I am doing this on 32 count puree purple.
Is this in focus?
Sure. You took the board and the clips. Oh, good Lord.
Well, you had it up by your face.
Please
you were making me nervous.
Why?
How are we finishing this? On a piece of wood or on a wood like this or as a pillow or did you decide?
Choose your own adventure.
Oh, we could do it as a round disc.
Oh, you guys, this is the one I screwed up. Okay, so I was doing two. I was doing one for my own self and one for Justine as a gift for her shop. So this is the one I started for my own self. Well, it was for her until I messed it up and added a row that doesn't exist, and now it's...
Oh, so you've worked additionally on that?
No, I just grabbed it by mistake.
Oh.
So this...
Oh, wow.
This is the one that I restarted, and I think last time I showed you I had only redone the
only
swans.
2 swans. Yeah.
And so this is how far I've gotten now.
Wow. That is really cool. You know, I've looked at this so many times, but I've never really looked at it.
It's very
It's
intricate.
got the crown shape is made up of crowns and keys and hearts.
And flowers.
And flowers.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I think it's coming along nicely. Like I said, I had originally wanted to have it like done, fully done, so I could bring it with and be like, look, I finished it. But because I made that mistake, it kind of delayed me.
Well, I mean, realistically, if you've had that be your focus piece,
yeah, but then I can't show it done at our before I give it away.
Well, you don't think we're going to go back down to Welcome Stitchery?
Well, no, I know we will. It was just a goal.
A goal.
So I'm just going to keep plugging along and see how far I get.
Cool.
And I have a chicken needle minder because I didn't have a swan. So I picked the land swan.
Chickens! Way cool.
I think it's neat, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. The simplicity of white on hand-dyed fabric really is stunning. It'll be fun to finish. Yeah, we'll have to talk about how you want to finish that because it's not really anything you could do round. Oh, they do.
They do it round.
Oh, they do on the inside. So on the inside, they do have it as a big round. Okay.
So it could be either. I mean, I kind of like it as a square. Because the front is like a square.
We could look for that shape. I'm sure we could find something similar.
Or I kind of like it like how you did my other squares, that they're just flat.
Oh, just have a flat square that's covered with a fabric.
Yeah.
And then have this padded on top. We'll have to talk about that.
I don't know.
Give me something to think about.
Yeah, you can think about that because I'm not going to.
Well, and I actually finished something for myself.
She's been a finishing machine.
Yeah. My top is saggy on me today. Okay.
It's because it's new. It doesn't know your body yet.
It does not know what it's supposed to do on this body. So, the egg hunt by Satsuma Street.
The long-awaited egg hunt.
I have thought and dreamt and had nightmares about what I wanted to do with this. The colors are so stunning. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to do an egg shape on a 3-ply thickness wood thing, which I really, excuse me, I laid an egg. It was an egg drop. Speaking of chickens, lost my.
She wanted to do a triple deep wood thing.
I can't lift it.
Dad, Did not say no, but
he
strongly
made it,
discouraged.
And he made the 3-ply wood chunk, and then we had to cut the shape, and he was a little apprehensive, which led to a big conversation, a nice conversation, this one was, that if I want any shapes, for those of you who are going to do multiple wood thicknesses, that you need to glue two together and cut your shape, and then trace that on your third piece and cut that shape, because the tools that we have, the machines we have, it's really hard to make those sharp turns on that. So
that thick of a piece. Yeah.
So to just avoid all frustration whatsoever, I thought I'm not going to do it that way.
Yeah.
And I had a brainstorm.
But you have the really big egg. He did successfully cut big egg, right?
No, he did not cut the wood egg at all.
He didn't cut the wood egg?
No, because we thought of this.
But you had the wood square.
Yeah, we had the big wood block, a square, and then I was like, okay.
I'm like, I remember seeing a big chunk of wood.
I'm like, now this is what I was thinking, and he just looked at me, and I'm like, or is that not going to work? And he goes, that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I mean, with the big squares, he can do that on his table saw, but not, to make those shapes. So.
Redirect.
This is what I did. I had another brainstorm. Now this kind of worthy.
Okay,
all right.
That was a lot of drum rolling.
All right, this is what I did.
Do you want me to hold it?
I'll hold it back here first so they can see. I want it to be straight. There's a lot of shadowing. It looks magnificent on my wall.
I'll just, if you tip it just a little bit.
It's an old.
How to make it straight?
You're good. A silver plated platter I've had for a very long time, just for some kind of finishing. And I'm like, this is on foam core with a foam core back. And then you want to see the magic. These are just flowers that I stuck in styrofoam. Let me go
closer for them to see first.
Okay.
Before you do any magic. Start at the bottom. We'll go so you can see all the top and the big flower poof
at the top.
Okay.
Okay, now bring it back here.
Magic. I'm so scared. Are you strong enough? Oh my goodness. How did you do that? Keep away from your thing.
My pacemaker. A wood disc, styrofoam, and a magnet. E6000 glue on magnet. These trays are silver plated, but they're not magnetic. It won't stick. So you have to have the magnet on. Oh, the magnet on the back. Very sturdy to make it stick. Now when Tom drilled a hole here, put the magnet down.
Yeah.
He drilled a hole there for me to put a ribbon through because see, nothing's glued on. So I can use it for if I want to do a Christmas one or something else. And this is on by... Also, don't put this on your ironing board and then pick it up because everything falls off because the magnet's stuck to the ironing board. I picked it up and I heard all this clunking. So I glued them on the back. Magnets. And then this just is magnetic by this on the back.
She's so clever.
So, I loved it. I just, it was a lot of thinking because, I think this one, oops, there.
Look at that.
Yeah. I did cording around the edge. And I wanted the cording to end at the top because, it's kind of hard to make them go perfect. And I knew this would be the visual. So I wanted that to be smooth. And that at the top is kind of camouflaged by the flowers. But yeah, I was thrilled with it.
Do you want to put the flowers back on?
Let's see if we can do that. Might be a little bit.
Did you lose the other magnet?
don't know where the other magnets were. Maybe two of the magnets stuck together.
No.
Well, we'll have to do that. You knew what it looked like.
Yeah.
And we'll put a picture of it on Instagram.
Try and keep the magnets away from Mom.
If you have a pacemaker, these magnets are really strong. And one of them was doubled up. So maybe that's... Yeah, this is triple.
Oh.
That's where it went. Like I said, I was designing this on the ironing board, and when I got it all set, I picked it up to show Tom, and the magnet stuck to the ironing board, and the whole thing, and the egg fell off, and I'm like, what happened?
I'll take the flowers back.
Okay, this went up here, yeah. So that just sticks on.
Oh, I got the magnet the wrong way.
There.
There we go. Ta-da!
Yep. So you can just floof around with that.
Well, I put it on crooked.
Yeah.
But it was more for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
But on my wall, it looks really, really cool over that oak refrigerator.
Yeah.
And I've got a balance scale on it, and I just love it. So I'm kind of anxious to see what I'll do. I mean, for 4th of July, I was thinking of taking all my smalls on magnets and clipping them all on there with a red, white, and blue ribbon.
That would
or
be fun.
For Halloween, I could put some of my Halloween smalls.
Look, I'm in the garden.
Yeah. For Halloween, I could put some of my Halloween smalls on with a magnet and have you know.
You could do all sorts of fun stuff
all
on
sorts
this
of
tray.
stuff. So, so that finally now can be rested. A lot of thinking.
It can go to its final destination.
Well, I think of what I want, and of course where I'm going to put it, and all the work putting into stitching it, because that was a lot of stitches, a lot of color changes. So that's my big exciting thing that I did for my own self. So it was a finishing frenzy this last 2 weeks. That's a lot to finish, and I enjoyed so much. Tom would yell down and go, "Do you want me to start the oven?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's 6:30."
Time stands still in the basement.
Yeah, when you're down there just creating.
When you're in the zone. That happens to me too.
I can tell, because when her phone is like at 1% and I get an alarm that someone's phone is at 1%, I thought, oh, she really must be involved in something. So I text her saying, if it's the last text she ever gets, plug your phone in.
We're on Life 360.
Yeah.
So we all can track each other's locations, and she gets notifications for everything.
Well,
and so my phone goes bloop, and then she's like,
oh, someone's dying. If it's whose battery.
90% of the time it's my phone.
Yeah, but it could be Tom sitting right next to me too. So,
my phone goes dead frequently.
Yeah.
I think last week I was getting ready to go to bingo, and I stopped at my friend's house, and I didn't realize my phone was dead, off dead, and I had no idea how long it had been off dead. And so I was sitting at her house. I'm like, I need to charge my phone before I leave because I'm driving.
Yeah.
And so I sat at her house until my phone charged enough to turn it on.
Oh my gosh!
And I turned it on to a notification from my mom that said, "Charge your phone." A little late.
She used to wear, and I know Tom, if I really want to get a hold of Tom, I text him so it comes through on his phone or on his watch. And then I realized that you don't wear your watch anymore, so my immediate text you weren't reading anyway.
I wear it, but just not as often as I used to.
Yeah, especially with the warm weather, they get kind of
No, it's mostly just been since I've had no life.
Since you're a stay-at-home stitcher. So
I'm something.
That's what we I don't even know where we are at time, because who are we kidding? I can't see that far. But that's what we had to show this time and share with you. And like I said, our next video will be in 2 weeks, hopefully. If all goes well.
Of course it will all go well. And we'll have so much to report back from being at our little adventures and side quests and
new things to show. Gotta love a girl's trip. She's a good driver, and I can hold a door open like nobody else can, because that's about all that I'm good for. I think we're going to take the truck, so that should be interesting. I think a step stool is going to be in order for me with my knee. But she's good. She takes good care of me.
I drive a truck.
Yeah.
So I'm used to driving. It doesn't faze me what vehicle I drive.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us today.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you have a good Mother's Day. If you choose to celebrate, treat yourself to something special. No matter what, I'm making a dessert for my own self.
I'm buying mimosas. My friend got the muffins.
Oh, well, that'll be really fun. Yeah. And, I got to click my clicker here, right side. And we'll see you on social media. We'll see you in Blue Earth if you're visiting. And happy stitching.
Yeah,
enjoy.
For sure. Yep.
Can I click off yet?
You might want to push the button.
Oh, I already did.
Oh, well, we're not stopping.
Oh.
Push it again. Oh, we're stuck.
What? Oh, for Pete's sake.
Did our battery die?
No, it shouldn't have. Maybe you'll just have to do a soft closing.
If we don't move, they'll think we're gone.
Okay.
Just kidding. You don't see me. Oh, I dropped my phone. Would it really be a flosstube video if I didn't drop my phone?
Her phone.
I don't know how to make it stop. Wait. Gotta use my little mouse.